Today we're going to compare the traditional anchoring and leveling systems with the E&E leveling jack systems. In the traditional system, you have a leveling bolt, a lock nut, a floor plate that requires 2 bolts, and a set of clips. Once the machine's leveled, the clips are welded in the corners to maintain the position and the anchor to the floor. The machine can then be shipped with this clipped on, but when it gets to the final place where it's going to run, the unit will have to be, welds will have to be cut, 2 more holes will have to be drilled in the floor, and the process will have to go on over again. Re-leveled, re-welded, repainted. All the E&E leveling jacks incorporate some type of a spherical washer or spherical puck to accommodate some misalignment between the machine foot and the floor. These are 2 of the traditional styles of the leveling jacks. This unit is used for places where there's an existing tap in the machine base or in the floor plate. It's threaded in, the spherical washer goes on, lock it down to the floor plate, and level. This unit is supplied with a weldable puck. So if you have an existing floor plate or machine base, you can screw this unit down, level this, and then weld it on to the base. This requires a little extra work than the ones we'll show you in a minute, because you either have to have the 2 fasteners in the plate or you have to put the taps in the machine base in advance. The latest cost, space, and time-saving innovation in anchoring and leveling is the E&E reusable leveling jack configuration. The reusable unit has a separate anchor on the bottom of the anchor post, a larger spherical pad to distribute the weight on the concrete on the top, and the ability to drill a single hole directly through the jack and clean out the hole. You take the anchor bolt, drop it in the hole, and in this case the anchor hole is drilled the same size as the jack. So now I can spin this, tighten it, and once it's tightened, I can level and retighten as needed. Normally, the anchor will stay in the floor when I release this. So when I pull it out, I have just the bolt. So when I go to reinstall it at the end user, the only piece I need is a new bottom anchor. So we set that on, we drill our hole, we drop it back through at the customer's facility, and we set it, and we're ready to go. The other beautiful thing about both this reusable unit and the glue down unit that we'll review in a moment is there's only a single hole in your floor instead of 2, and it eliminates the trip hazard of the anchor plate and the clips. With many new modern slides and robot transfer shuttles, turntables, there's a need for extremely high anchoring strength. Every type of an expansion anchor puts stress points in the concrete. This reduces the stress of the concrete, and that's generally the source of failure of the anchors. The preferred method now for these high stress applications is epoxy adhesive anchoring. In this configuration, you use the same spherical puck as you do on the reusable, the same body. The stud is longer because the holes that you need to put in the concrete vary by the concrete type and the stress need. You can consult Hilti for help in the correct hole depth for your application. Notice that these studs are also zinc plated. Unlike black oxide, there is no oil associated with these, which is a no-no with the epoxy. So in this configuration, you drill again directly through the unit once it's mounted. The hole is larger. So if this is a 1/2-inch stud, it would be a 9/16 hole. And you put your epoxy in, you spin the stud down in the direction it would normally tighten to help the glue penetrate to the bottom. You let it sit, and then you're tight. You tighten it up. Again, here, all of your leveling is free to move independent of the stud itself. Again, the studs are extra long. Sometimes they can be cut off and reused. Sometimes they can't, depending on the depth required of the stud. So reusable for your normal applications will do 90%. Your glue down for your high stress applications, overhead transfers, turntables, shuttles, robot RTUs, things of that nature.